Shabbat Shalom. Towards the end of this week's portion, it's an interesting story. The Creator is telling Moses to get prepared to bring down the Torah, the tablets, the Torah as we have it. And then there's a discussion about blood. There was blood that was brought. It says Moses split one portion of blood into two halves. One part went onto the altar, and one part went into a different place. There's a lot of secrets on this story, but one of them, which is from the Midrash, which is an amazing story. It says that the two portions of blood were split exactly equally. How were they split exactly equally? It says that the angel Matat, as most of us know, Matat is one of the angels. He's called the Sar HaOlam, the angel of the world. He came down and assisted Moses in splitting the blood. So the Kabbalists speak about different secrets relating to the story, but I just want to focus on this angel, the angel that's known as Matat, spoken about in the Zohar and the writings of all the Kabbalists. We know that really we read about him in the book of Bereshit, in Genesis. It says about a man whose name was Chanoch, ve'eneno, that he disappeared. He was alive and then he disappeared. Ki lakach oto Elokim. It says that the Creator took him. And the Zohar says that, what does that mean? That Chanoch, who was a physical human being, was elevated to become an angel called Matat, a very important angel, the angel that really intercedes between our world and the upper worlds. But the question the Kabbalists ask, we know that Chanoch lived, of course, after Adam, after the creation of this world. But we find very often in the Zohar discussions about, and in the Midrash, things that this same angel, Matat, did before the creation of this world, did before Chanoch, that individual, was born. So how can we understand this both to be true, that Chanoch became the angel Matat? At the same time, we find that angel appearing even before Chanoch lived. So to understand this, the Kabbalists teach that every single one of us has two souls, and the rabbis speak about this very often. There's two souls. There's the soul that resides within us in this world, and there's the soul that resides in the upper world. That soul that resides in the upper world represents the totality of our potential, the totality of our soul. The portion that resides in this world, for most of us, unfortunately, is only a tiny fraction of that. It is true, the Kabbalists therefore say, that the angel, that force that's called Matat, that soul existed in its supernal, perfected, complete state before Chanoch was born. It was the soul of Chanoch. Chanoch came into this world in order to perfect his lower soul, to be alike and akin to his higher soul, and then he left this world and was unified with his supernal soul, which was always an angel. And when I read that, I think it gives hopefully all of us an understanding and inspiration to the fact that we have that other part of us, that other half of our soul, that is probably for most of us already an angel, this elevated supernal being that's doing amazing things. And there's that part of our soul that is in this world, and that part is not yet similar to our true soul, to our perfected soul. But just as with the case of Chanoch, that he was then elevated and unified once again with his perfected soul and became that angel Matat, which energy already existed, so too we have to understand for every single one of us that energy of our perfected soul already exists. Sometimes we can draw upon it, but most importantly, what it should do is push us to truly desire to make our lower soul, the one that we experience here in this world, to become as its supernal other half, that part of us that is already an angel, that a part of us that is already perfected. And B'ezrat Hashem, through his work on this Shabbat, the angel Matat can give all of us that understanding and that strength to become the lower soul, to become like the higher soul.